Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor 2,000 years ago, had deep insights into all aspects of life and applied those insights to daily life in his work and meditations. He spent a lot of time and passion reflecting on the lessons he had learned from philosophy. Although Marcus Aurelius is known as the last of the 5 good emperors of Rome, it is not just his position and power that make us remember him today. We remember Marco for the authenticity of the words he wrote to himself. Stop wasting time arguing about what a good man should be, as we have realized that our lives seem to be fleeting and have encouraged people to make the most of every moment of understanding how fleeting time is. Every day, hour, and minute is a chance to become a better person, according to Marcus Aurelius. We can see that understanding and practicing Stoic philosophy is not only a spiritual journey, but also a way to make everyday life more valuable and meaningful. In today's video, we'll look at 7 ways you can use the Marcus Aurelius program to make every day the best day of your life. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our new videos. First, make the most of your mornings. Marcus Aurelius wrote a book called Meditations at Dawn, in which he says, "If I have trouble getting out of bed in the morning, I have to go to work. As a human being, what do I have to complain about when I'm going to do what I was born to do or what I was created to do?" In other words, it's not our duty to stay warm under the covers. Marcus Aurelius tells us to think more deeply about life. We were born to do important things and help the world grow, not to avoid problems and be comfortable. The Stoic philosophy tells us to face problems with a strong will, and this quote is a good reminder of how much we all have the power to choose for ourselves. As the new day began, Marcus Aurelius had an inner struggle. But during his work-time meditations, he had a talk with himself about nature and the purpose of humanity. Remembering that nature, from the plants to the birds, is always working and doing its job, people should have the same attitude. No matter what our social standing is, we all have a duty to stand up and help the world grow. Marcus Aurelius thought that having a set plan for each day could help us focus on getting more done and keeping our minds stable. His morning routine included 4 steps that we can also use today. The first step is to appreciate your life. He says that we should take time to think about the good things that come with living. In short, we should value every moment and remember that life has given us valuable things. In today's world, practicing gratitude can be a time to think about the things you are thankful for. For example, he says that we should willingly go through problems and challenges to learn patience and self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius thought he was having a hard time. The last thing Marcus Aurelius did in the morning was the start of the day's most important job. Marcus Aurelius realized that early mornings are the most focused and productive times of the day. He believed that starting the most important task of the day first would make sure that it was done well. Starting our most important task early in the day helps us stay focused. By prioritizing our most important task and completing it early, we can free up mental energy and avoid putting things off. This can help us achieve more and feel more successful at the end of the day by following these simple steps. By taking these steps, we can make our lives more satisfying and successful in every way. Remember that no matter what problems you face, you will always be able to get through them and keep going on your journey. Never miss a chance to grow and move forward. Life is full of possibilities and chances. By taking these steps, we can become stronger and better prepared for life's challenges. This is possible if you push yourself to do things that aren't easy. Step 3. Negative visualization. This is where we think about the worst things that could happen and get ready for them in our minds. The philosopher Aurelius thought that this helps us enjoy the good things in life more and keep our bad feelings in check when we face problems. Visualizing bad things can also help us get ready for the hard things that happen in life. Step 4. Start with the second most important thing you need to do that day. Keep your mind in check. Marcus Aurelius said that our souls can control themselves no matter what happens in the outside world. As he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events." You will find strength if you understand this. The things he said remind us that real power comes from knowing and controlling our own soul. We can choose how to live our lives, how to deal with problems, and how to think. When we know that we are the ones who have the power, we can deal with the outside world with strength and steer our lives in a positive and constructive direction. In his book Meditations, A Personal Philosophy, and the meditation that was his way of doing soul control meditations, Marcus Aurelius organized his soul. It is not only his personal diary, but also an inspiring document for us about how to uplift the soul during meditations. We find words like happiness to live life meaningfully. Your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, pay due attention and be careful not to entertain ideas that are not suitable to virtue and common sense in nature. This isn't just an author's memoir, it's deep philosophy. It stresses that true happiness comes from our souls and thoughts, so we must keep our souls under our control. To put it simply, this is the journey of a human being, and we can all go on it. It's the journey of understanding and adjusting our souls to make a meaningful and worth living life. Learning to harness the power of the soul not only makes us happier, but it also makes us stronger to face life's challenges. Our minds are very strong. They can either ruin our lives or help us, so the best thing to do is to keep your mind calm and use it to your advantage. If we train our minds to be less focused, we can fall into negative thoughts, stress, worry, and sadness. Don't enjoy the little things in life, and don't make connections with other people that matter. Stoic philosophy says that one of the most important things in life is to train the mind. They say that if we focus on the present and let go of our worries and wandering thoughts, we can learn to live in the moment and pay more attention to our daily lives. We can also make choices about how we spend our time and how we live our lives. Pay attention. Energy can be shown in many ways, such as concentration, which is an important part of life and can be shown in many ways. Each of these brings growth and balance to our souls. Here are some ways we can practice concentration to make our souls feel calm and safe. Pay attention to your breathing as you go about your daily life. Do yoga, dance, or creative activities like painting, writing, or music. In addition to helping you find mental balance, these techniques can also change your daily life in a meaningful way by letting you live with concentration. As you become more aware of and in charge of your soul, your life will become more meaningful. The ultimate goal of all of these exercises is to reach a level of concentration that lets you better control your thoughts and emotions while learning more about yourself through mindfulness training. Become more aware of our feelings and thoughts. Figure out what makes you do unhealthy AV habits and come up with healthier ways to deal with them. Think about being under a lot of stress at work and feeling tense all the time instead of losing control of your mind and having a lot of bad thoughts about your job or business, as Marcus Aurelius says. Soul concentration can help you think more clearly. When you take charge of your mind, you gain more useful and meaningful experiences. You will learn more about yourself and be better able to handle your feelings and thoughts. You can finally enjoy freedom and happiness now that your life isn't tied to bad habits. Number 3. Think about your day. This was written by Marcus Aurelius. These are the traits of a self-aware, logical soul: self-analysis and self-governance. Reviewing your day is not only a good habit, but it's also a form of self-reflection that can help you become more self-aware and reflective. It gives you a chance to make a full picture of your daily life, which can help you learn more about your actions, decisions, and feelings. In his book Meditations, he wrote about a way to get to know yourself better and make your life better. He called it reviewing your day. When you take the time to think every day, you become a philosopher and look into the basics of thoughts and actions. This not only helps you remember important events, but it also makes your values and goals very clear. Before going to bed every night, spend some time by yourself to think about your deepest thoughts and ask yourself important questions. What did I do today that made me grow? Even more amazing is that we also take the time to look for chances to act more morally and handle situations more wisely. During this process, we should not only be honest with ourselves, but also show compassion and empathy. For example, let's say you were in a heated argument with a friend at a social gathering. You may have reacted inappropriately, which you later regretted, but that evening you realized how your lack of emotional control had negatively affected the situation. As a lesson learned from that encounter, you resolved to handle similar situations in the future by practicing emotional control and genuinely listening to other people's points of view. By reviewing your day every day, you are creating a one-of-a-kind work of art that shows your journey of growth. This is a way to bring about innovation and continuous improvement in your life, but most importantly, you do it with respect and dedication. Over time, you will see positive changes in your life and realize that you are getting stronger every day. Remember that you are building a self-portrait every day. A great philosopher named Marcus Aurelius had a deep idea about how to make our lives better. He believed that if we focus on being aware of the good things that happen every day, we can eventually reach perfection and make each day more beautiful. Number 4. Pay attention. Marcus Aurelius reportedly said, "Consider every minute like a Roman minute, like a man on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice." This advice can wake up the mind and pushes us to stay focused on all tasks. He says that we should do each task with dedication and seriousness, focusing every minute and second on the work at hand with accuracy and true passion. His understanding of life's interruptions and distractions is deep. In today's world, we are often interrupted by too much information, unwanted phone calls, and a constant stream of social media notifications. All of these things can make us lose focus and think about things that aren't important. Along with staying focused, this is about getting better at waiting our turn and understanding what we're thinking. One very important step is to give your full attention to the tasks that are most important to you. You can start by making a daily list of everything that needs to be done, but more importantly, rank the tasks by how important they are to reaching your bigger life goals. Once you have clear goals, you can focus on each job at hand and give each minute of work your all. This will keep you motivated and keep you from feeling like you have to cut down on distractions. Turn off your phone, close any useless tabs on your computer, and find a quiet place to be. Imagine that you are a young business owner who wants to start a successful new company. Every day, you have to deal with different jobs and goals, such as managing your finances, building relationships with potential partners, creating new products, and attracting customers. To do this, you make a daily to-do list, but more importantly, you know how to prioritize the most important tasks. For example, you know that finishing a new product is your top priority because it will bring in customers and make you money, so you focus on it, block out all other distractions, and make sure the final product is perfect. Another useful tool for this is the 80-20 principle, which says to focus on the 20% of tasks that will produce 80% of the important results. By correctly focusing on and prioritizing these tasks, you can finish the most important ones first. But concentration is more than just setting priorities. It also means learning self-control and more about your mind. By practicing these principles, you will develop the Marcus Aurelius thought that you had to be serious and focused in order to face all of life's challenges and achieve success. Learn to recognize your weaknesses when it comes to losing focus and work on getting back on track when you get sidetracked at work. Try to be fully present and aware of your thoughts and feelings at all times. If you lose focus, gently bring it back to the job at hand. Next, let's practice memento mori, number 5, by using a piece of art or a symbol to remind us. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. While you are alive, death hangs over you, so enjoy it." This lesson is deeply ingrained in the soul and highlights the fact that death is an unavoidable part of life and that we can't know how long we will live. Marcus Aurelius not only reminds us of this, but he also encourages us to live a meaningful life. He stresses that while we are on earth, we have the right to do good things to build a good soul, and that understanding shouldn't scare us, but should instead motivate us to live consciously, to enjoy every moment, and to ask ourselves what life is all about. Marcus Aurelius, in his philosophical work, particularly emphasized the profound meaning of memento mori. He believed that instead of fearing death, humans should fear that they may never truly start living. This highlights the importance of living authentically and making the most of the available time to create positivity and meaning in life in the modern society, where everything moves quickly. We are often caught up in the daily grind. We lose sight of the profound nature of death and the importance of living authentically every day. Life becomes rushed, and we easily forget that death is always present and can happen at any moment. Often we place too much focus on accumulating wealth and achieving societal success, and this can become the sole purpose of our lives. We race against time to keep up with work careers and material possessions. However, in this race, we can easily miss the significance of living a life worth living. Life is not just about achieving a series of accomplishments and amassing wealth. A meaningful life means savoring every moment, looking for meaning, and making a difference in the world around us. It's about living, not just existing. For example, let's say you are a successful businessman who is always trying to make more money, but after dealing with the stresses of daily life and the demands of the workplace, you start to wonder what life is all about. And understand that fame and money don't always lead to real happiness. You decide to change your view and focus on making your community a better place. By helping those in need and living a life full of love and joy every moment, we have the chance to have a more meaningful life and a better understanding of how valuable every moment is when we think about death and how important it is. Thinking about death shouldn't make us sad or scared. Instead, it should motivate us to live life more fully and consciously, focusing on what it means to be alive, appreciating each moment and valuing true values like love, family, and personal growth can all help us live more meaningful lives. For Marcus Aurelius, this means living a life shaped by joy and happiness instead of fear of dying, since death is the ultimate spiritual experience. Freedom. Thinking about death in a way that makes us think makes us more aware, which in turn frees our spirit. Number 6. Mori. You have a better sense of the present and are more thankful for every moment you live. Marcus Aurelius taught us to love the people fate has brought us to and accept the things that fate has tied us to. His words are a priceless lesson of how we should live our lives and treat others. At the same time, he believed in two things: the dichotomy of control and amor fati. According to Marcus Aurelius, the control dichotomy is an important part of Stoic philosophy. It says that we should be clear about what we can and cannot control in our lives. Aurelius argued that we are responsible for our thoughts, words, and actions, and that we are also responsible for how we react to stress. See it and deal with it. We can get rid of bad thoughts and replace them with good ones. This helps us make smart decisions and act in ways that lead to better answers. For instance, you can't change the fact that there is traffic, but you can change how you react to it. For example, instead of getting angry and frustrated, you can choose to de-stress. You can listen to your best music or think about your goals during this time. Also, it's important to remember that there are things in life we can't change, like the weather, other people's acts, and some things that we can't plan for. Take a look at this situation. You had planned an outdoor picnic, but it rained on the big day. You know you can't change the weather, but you can change how you react to it. Instead of getting angry, you can decide to move the picnic inside and spend time with family and friends. By accepting that you can't change the weather, you can let go of expectations and fully enjoy the experience. The idea behind Amore FTI is that we should accept and be happy with whatever our fate is. In other words, we shouldn't just accept the things. If you compete and don't get the results you wanted, you can accept that as part of your fate and move on to improve yourself by using the experience to think about your skills. By accepting and learning from rejection, you can make great progress and change in the future. This is a great example of how amor fati can help us develop a strong, positive, and always changing mindset. Through Marcus Aurelius's philosophy, we are reminded that fate plays a big role in our lives and that by accepting and loving it with an open heart, we can make meaningful connections and lasting relationships. 7th, get to know nature and connect with it. Marcus Aurelius explained his deep point of view and thoughts by saying that everything is the result of change, and getting used to the idea that nature loves nothing more than to change forms that are already there and make new ones that look like them. This advice stresses how important it is to live in harmony with nature, because it not only shows the order and logic of the universe, but it is also made of matter. When we spend time in nature, we not only find peace and tranquility, but we also learn lessons in humility and acceptance from the vastness of nature. With its majestic mountains, winding rivers, and vast fields, we realize that we are but a small part of a much larger world. This helps us live more responsibly and focus less on our everyday problems and concerns. The stillness of nature lets us think about and reaffirm our basic beliefs, which gives us the chance to reevaluate our goals, priorities, and even our ideas of what it means to be successful and happy. Nature just exists and grows in its own way, without judging or making demands. This simplicity makes us want to find peace in simplicity, away from the demands and standards of modern society. Making it a habit to go for walks in the park in the morning or spend the weekend in a garden or nearby forest is a great way to follow Ling's advice. Being connected to nature not only makes us healthier, but it also sharpens our minds and gives us a deep sense of connection with the world around us, which helps us find inner peace. This is one of the main goals of Stoic philosophy, and in today's troubled world, finding peace and balance through nature is not only a valuable lesson, but also a crucial way to get our spirits back. Spending time in nature helps us understand our place in the big picture of life. Our connection with nature also makes us more humble and thankful. When we see how complicated and beautiful nature is, we start to value the little things in life, like a wildflower by the road or a warm ray of sunlight shining through a tree branch. The silence of a forest, the grandeur of a mountain range, or the endlessness of the ocean can all serve as memories of how small and important each person is. Marcus Aurelius tells us that every hard time and time of change in life also brings chances for renewal and personal growth. Thank you for joining us on this last part of the journey. Nature not only helps with physical and mental health, but it also helps the soul grow. It shows us that change isn't always a bad thing, but it does bring variety, vitality, and the chance to grow in new ways. I want to encourage you to start your own journey right away by following Marcus Aurelius's 7 principles. You will not only learn how to control your emotions and thoughts, but also how to live a more meaningful and happy life. Remember that happiness and peace are not ends, but rather the journey itself, and that every action you take, no matter how small, will bring you one step closer to the life you want.